Yeah, show me.
In the Philippine city of Angeles, until 1991, there used to be a U.S. Air Force base. These days, though, many men who are mostly retired flock to the city of fallen angels to make peace and love. As a result, a whole generation of orphan children is growing up in the Philippines as though it was a post-war country. Huge numbers of children were fathered by foreign sex tourists. They have never, and in all probability never will, meet their dads.
Hi, Dad.
What was the picture? Like, what was that? Why people pay?
I started an OnlyFans.
I heard you made $1 million in a day.
Yeah.
What was the picture? Like, what was the content that made you $1 million in 24 hours?
It was mostly subscriptions.
Oh, new people signing up.
I mean, most people, when they start an OnlyFans, they don't, like, show much out the gate. And I was just like, fuck it.
What'd you show?
Like, I've showed my tits and stuff already.
Nips?
Yeah.
Wow.
I sent you a picture.
I know. I got a little preview. I got
It's a good
like
picture.
I got a picture like, hey, do you want to see? I was like, for free? Like, I'll pay. Sure. Like, I'll support.
$4.95.
She sent it to me for free. I said, God damn. Yeah, I understand why people pay.
Hi guys, alright, today we are going to be talking about how to start an OnlyFans with 0 following. It is possible, a lot of creators have done it, and I know the steps to get you there. If you guys like my videos, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so I can continue to make these videos for you and give you more of my knowledge throughout my journey on OnlyFans and hopefully help you get started on yours.
And do you believe that a woman doing OnlyFans or porn might have an impact on her future romantic prospects? And if so, how and why? I can repeat it. That was a lot, so let me know if you need me to repeat anything.
I talk about this extensively on my show. I mean, the truth is that if you are going to engage in sex work, you are going to probably make a lot of money, especially if you're young. You're on a very tight rope. As you get older, your value goes down, and men are going to want women that are younger and available to them. I'm talking about in terms of just making the person who will subscribe to your OnlyFans page. You know, obviously, women, you're declining as you age, and the truth is that high-value men don't want to date women that are sex workers or even women that aren't sex workers and lean into the whole talking about how sexy and are freely available on the internet for other men to see. What we're talking about is biological proclivity. What men are doing when they first say, this sounds amazing, to date a stripper or to date a prostitute or to date a sex worker, is there's this instinct to have sex. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to have sex all the time. But then when they realize that actually a form of wanting to be in a relationship is feeling that there's a mystery to a woman, that there's something that's yours, there's something that's sacred, there's something that's powerful and beautiful that just you share. And when they realize that they have to share that with other men, it completely diminishes the man. A recent cultural example of that, obviously, is what's happening with Nina Agdal. She's not a sex worker by any means. She just kind of said some sexy things on the internet about wanting cock, and look at what...
Was not expecting that from Candace.
I'm quoting her directly, so this is purely academic. Purely academic, and look at what happened. You know, now Logan has become the laughing stock of other men as they piece together everything that she's ever said that's overtly sexual. And again, she's not a sex worker, but what happened is her value just completely plummeted because, they're this thing that men need to feel. And I don't want to say possession in a way that sounds bad, because it's not bad. It's actually really beautiful. And I'm lucky and fortunate that I get to experience that in my marriage, and it's something that women should strive toward. Women that make those exchanges in their youth, I think that's sad, and I do feel bad for Nina Agdal, is because she said a lot of those statements when she was really young. She's probably your age. And she had a camera, and she said it, and it lives forever. Right. And now every man that she dates is going to say Dylan Danis has made her available to everyone. And I hope things work out between her and Logan, but if you don't think that that's going to impact Logan or that's not actively impacting him as a man, it is. So with women, it's a trade-off. First thing you said was, I make money, this is about money. It's about money, but when it comes down to marrying these women, men just don't want it.
And that's exactly why I said that in this industry, I'm single until I retire.
But it will still matter.
I don't plan on doing this or getting married or finding the love of my life until I retire, like truthfully. And then
I
after
hope
that
you see what happened to Nina Agdal.
No. And then after that, I will be honest and truthful with the person that I will be getting married to or whatever, and it'll be up to him to accept that, right? So,
and I'm just saying that men's natural proclivity is to not accept that because it brings them shame. Men are biologically proud creatures.
I understand, but not everybody can be like that.
No, I know. I'm not. I'm just telling you what is happening and why people are. I'm just talking about cultural events, the Nina Agdal thing, and if you look at people like Emily Ratajkowski, she's obviously hot, but this is a woman who's now trying to make divorce chic, and I think that the understanding is in Hollywood is, sleep with her and move on. She's not marriage material. Her husband, when he had her, cheated on her because they didn't have that thing. I feel like I've slept with the girl. I've seen her naked so many times, right? So there's nothing special about Sebastian Baer marrying her because we've all seen her naked. There's nothing sacred in that relationship. And I'm just speaking on telling you, this is why women struggle to get married when they've made themselves available on OnlyFans because other men don't want to share. They don't want to share their wife. They maybe will share their girlfriend. They might think it's fun to date a stripper for a little bit. They might think, oh, this means I'm going to have sex 12 times a day. But then when it gets down to just their biological instinct, it's actually quite embarrassing for them as a man because they can look up your girl and here she is, So that's what I think is happening.
The Middle Ages was a historical period marked by the religious domination of the Catholic Church in Western Europe, establishing rigid conducts for women, wanting to maintain their feminine virtues, such as virginity, while liberalizing the sexual practices of men. Thus, despite religious rigidity, prostitution was tolerated with limits to avoid an increase in the number of cases of rape. Paid sex was an escape valve for the male libido. During the Middle Ages, between AD 476 and 1453, prostitutes were harshly criticized by society and began to be considered impure. Today, the profession is still very much associated with promiscuity and is a big taboo in society. During the medieval period, and with the expansion of the Catholic Church, the practice became considered a sin for Christians. Sex workers were obliged to donate part of their profits to the clergy, a law instituted by Pope Clement II, 1046 to 1047. At the same time, prostitutes were considered impure and sinful.
It's crazy. I'm not going to say this in this interview because I say it in every interview ever. My parents don't know what I do, and they live like 10 minutes away.
They're going to...
You're just not in it. If you don't watch porn, you wouldn't have known I did porn.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing porn?
I've been making my own porn for about 2 years.
So, 2 years? You've only been doing it for 2 years?
So I started doing porn in 2019 during COVID, mostly because I just wanted residual income. I wanted to be able to just stay at home and work remotely and not actually enter an office space. But I was just a horny, fucking depraved, twisted person, way long before that. I used to throw parties, sex parties, and I would just get fucked on the mattress on the floor in front of, all these guys just jacking off and, all these dudes just fucking me.
And that was before you were in the
yeah,
porn.
that was way before porn. And then I would throw, sex parties, every Friday and have a bunch of people come over, and I just I luckily was able to do this in a place that made me feel really safe and honestly was really great about consent and establishing boundaries. So even though it was a crazy sexual experience, I felt like I was able to really explore my sexuality in a safe way where I didn't really feel judged or had to experience consequences for being hypersexual.
Interesting. So you've always been a very sexual
Yeah,
being.
and I feel like I just like love horrors. Like when a horror would be on the TV screen, I would just like be inspired by her. I would find her so powerful. I would really see so much power in her.
Yeah, I've heard that from some of the sex workers I've interviewed. They said even when they were like 7 years old, they saw something about like a stripper or a strip club or something to
Yeah.
do with sex, and they that's for me.
Yeah, I just gravitate towards it. And I feel like it's just so fun to make people feel good.
It's interesting. What was your childhood like?
See, people always ask what my childhood is like, and they expect like some crazy abusive traumatic story, as if people just can't be twisted and disgusting just because they want to be. Like there needs to be some moral justification for why I like gangbangs. My family life was pretty normal. My parents kicked me out when I was 19, but a lot of people get kicked out when they're 19 and they don't end up like me. You know, I feel like sexually I just always wanted to experience more and more and more and more. And I feel like people are the best books, and I'll try anything twice. And as long as I did it safely and consensually and ethically, I didn't feel like there was anything wrong with doing anything in excess, as long as my goals were still being met.
Yeah, you get a lot of flack in the comment section because you are such a overtly sexual young lady.
Yeah,
Do you feel like sex is, Americans are just uptight about sex?
I do think
Because you're not hurting anybody.
you're right. I don't think I'm hurting anybody. Yeah, I'll get a slew of negative comments when I talk about like how hypersexual I am, as if that's like as if like I represent something evil, like something they can't control and that makes them just really fucking mad. And I feel like with the advent of more and more women, especially becoming more comfortable with their sexuality and making more informed choices about what they want to do with their body, I feel like it makes a lot of people mad because it makes them insecure because they don't know what else they can offer. If I've already experienced squirting or deep throating or gangbangs, like what else can I offer? And it just means that you have to focus on yourself and making sure that we have shared values and you see me as a person.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
25, so you're still very young.
Yeah. I started sex parties when I was 19. And it was really fun, like throwing these like sex parties every Friday because everyone started becoming best friends. Like we would all go get tested together. We would all get dinner together, spend birthdays, dinners, important life moments together. And it was like one big family where we all just had sex with each other.
Sounds fun. Was there any kind of abuse in your childhood that would lead you down this road?
I would say
Make you hypersexual?
there was never really any abuse in my childhood. I would just say my parents were extremely strict. I wasn't allowed outside till I turned 17. So after school, when the bell rang, my parents were already there ready to pick me up. I wasn't allowed to go outside during the weekends, the holidays, summertime. I was just at home making sure I was a good girl, getting good grades and doing everything I'm supposed to do. And I didn't have a phone till I turned 18.
Really?
I feel like my parents must have known I was different, or I don't know. I remember holding a boy's hand in the 8th grade, and my dad saw, and he sent me to a different school district in a different city, and I wasn't allowed to have any social media.
Like anything sexual would have been like.
Yeah, so I feel like,
strongly.
and it was always questions like, you're going to get pregnant and then you're going to go to jail and you're just going to be a loser. So just make sure you're not around that shit at all. And I don't know if that was just his assumption of me or if I already was just a really sexual person. So that would have been obvious. But I feel like I know myself really well and I have sex with people that respect me. And as long as I'm having sex with people that respect me, even if it's a fuck ton of people, I feel like there's nothing wrong with that.
Do you have friends that disapprove of this lifestyle of yours? Or have you weeded those friends out of your life?
I feel like my lifestyle isn't hard to understand. So most people, when they talk to me and get to know me and see that I'm like fucking sentient and this isn't like a response to anything traumatic in my life, they realize it's like sex doesn't always have to have consequences. And so they realize it's not that big of a deal or such a bad thing to want sex or like to make sex and have a bunch of people watch sex.
Any shame or anything like that?
No, if I could do this all, if my lifestyle didn't change, I would do this all for free. I feel like
That's a great attitude.
this fulfills me. It makes me happy to make people horny. It makes me happy to broaden perspectives and horizons. And I feel like a lot of people don't have healed perspectives on sex. They don't want to like sex too much. They don't want to see too much of it because they're afraid of the person they'll become if they are exposed to too much sexuality.
A lot in the last 10 years or so, right?
Yeah.
Where do you make most of your money? On OnlyFans?
Yeah, I make most of my money on OnlyFans because, I mean, that's me. That's my source. I'm not cutting a middleman. I shoot as much as I want. I'm shooting right after this.
Do you post every day?
I would say, yeah, I post every day, and I make a video. And making videos is awesome because I would just message someone I would want to have sex with. And then we just have amazing sex, and then I record it, and then people buy it, and it's awesome. It almost doesn't even feel real because I feel like the world tells us that you're supposed to suffer. You're supposed to have a consequence at some point. Something bad is supposed to happen to you, and it's not happening. I'm just really at peace with myself.
You're making good money. You're having a good time. You're not hurting anybody.
Yeah.
It seems to make perfect sense.
I've
where the money goes into your pocket mostly.
Yeah, and
And you're in control of it.
Yeah, and I'm in control of all of it. So when people have issues with OnlyFans girls, it's always so funny because it's like, what are you actually mad about? The fact that, because it's not like you don't consume porn or you never have. And inherently, I don't think porn is wrong. I think anything done in excess is that takes you away from your goals and your focus and what makes you happy can be detrimental, and that's bad for you. But I don't think, as long as you understand the differences between reality and fiction, you understand that porn is entertainment and not meant to be educational or a supplement for real life relationships.
What is it that you like so much about sex? Because you sound like a very sexual girl, right?
I feel like I understand pleasure. And for me, I like sex where I feel vulnerable and I feel seen. I feel like understanding the language of another person and seeing how they express themselves with their body is something so beautiful. And oftentimes, it's the most vulnerable you'll ever see someone. I mean, obviously, we could have conversations that are a million times more vulnerable than what you can share with your body. But it's something that I feel like it's just me getting, like, us becoming a thing. You know, it's a moment, you know? And I wouldn't say that all sex is amazing. I would say, like, whatever interaction you have with another person or yourself has just as much value as you directly give it. So if I want to have sex with you and I feel like would be important to me, then of course it would be important and it'd be amazing. And if it wasn't important to me, then it's just a thing we did and it's just a moment. But it doesn't take away from my value or add to it. It's just a thing I do.
And you, where do you see yourself going in 5 or 10 years? What would you like to be doing?
I feel like
still doing the same thing?
I own the intellectual property of my content.
That's great.
So as long as anyone
rare, right?
wants to watch a video of me getting fucked, I will always make money off of it. Now, will I always actively be creating porn with physically? Maybe not. I probably will be using that money that I've invested into other projects. And I feel like sex work for me has offered me the ability to wear many hats. Like, obviously, I'm doing this podcast. I'm getting better at speaking to people. I'm growing skill sets because I'm now financially stable and I have the time to explore those resources. And I do want to say, like, as another disclaimer, I am, again, in an extremely privileged position as a successful sex worker that makes a lot of money. But all sex workers deserve money. Even when I was selling pussy for $200, even when I was getting fucked on the mattress on the floor, we all deserve respect. And it's whore for whore for whore for whore, no matter what. Even the people that don't look respectable, even the people that, you know, are doing it for fun or doing it for sad reasons or doing it for whatever the fucking reason that they're doing it for, all sex workers deserve respect and they deserve the feeling of feeling safe.
Probably gets as many views as any TED Talk. Just get naked right here.
Yes! Yay! What I've been waiting for.
You didn't have to Didn't have to talk you into that.
Yeah.
In the Middle Ages, men could not experience sexual pleasure and sex with their wives, as they were for exclusively procreative purposes. Following this line of thought, there were two categories for human beings: reason and spirit, which belonged to men, and body and flesh, which belonged to women. The image of the woman swung between the two extremes, that of seductive and procreative Eve, and that of redeeming and virginal Mary. The woman was praised only as a good mother and wife, qualities that a man expected from the future progenitor of his heirs. Marriage was sacred, a very important event, socially well regarded and necessary. With it emerged the marital alliances, which marked the vassalage relations of political and social order. Marriage came to be considered a legitimate union. From the 12th century on, the church tried to impose its authority on social relations. It also wanted to organize kinship relations through its judgment and the repression of marriages when these did not coincide with its ideals.
Breaking up is hard to do. It's even harder when hundreds of thousands of dollars in gifts have been exchanged. Jim Murray on a situation that might not have been love after all.
During their brief 5 months together, this woman says her boyfriend lavished her with more than $1 million in gifts.
He did buy me a lot of gifts every time that, he would want to take me to Chanel or anything. He would spend over $100,000.
At a single time?
Mm-hmm.
When 26-year-old Stephanie Grzansky met 59-year-old Stephen Klubeck, she considered him quite a catch, despite their age difference. Klubeck is worth an estimated $100 million, a fortune he made in the timeshare industry.
I'm Stephen J. Klubeck, Chairman and CEO of Diamond Resorts.
9 years ago, he appeared on Undercover Boss.
Hi, I'm Jack.
I'm Sarah.
He became obsessed with me and wanted to marry me.
But their relationship soured, and now the multimillionaire wants all his gifts back. Klubeck says he fell in love with Stephanie, but now he says he feels duped.
Little did I know that while I was working in my various homes, and my children were in the home and my employees, she was shooting porn in the bathrooms and putting it on OnlyFans.
Stephanie confirms she's a model on the website OnlyFans, where she posts provocative photos of herself for paying subscribers. She's also big on Instagram with 1.8 million followers.
You're worth $100 million. You run a multinational corporation. How did this 25-year-old model dupe you?
Well, you know what? We had a security failure, Jim. Our security folks did not unlock the pages on OnlyFans. We made a mistake. We saw the content that was extremely pornographic, which showed my assets used as backdrops.
Assets like his mansion and his jet. But Stephanie claims her boyfriend knew everything about her from the beginning.
He used to call up his friends and say, hey, Steph's outside taking photos. I was taking a photo on a horse and I was naked, and he called up his neighbor to come and watch. He actually loved it. It was kind of like a routine. Like every day he would tell me how much he made on stocks, and he would ask me how much I made on OnlyFans. He also let me use his private plane to shoot nude content. He loved it. He thought it was hot.
Jim, fictitious. She's reckless. She's a menace. She's a con.
Stephanie's lawyer, Arthur Barron, says by asking for all those gifts back, totaling more than $1 million, Klubeck is trying to ruin her financially.
He made it clear that he has tons of money, and he would use that money to litigate with her, to keep suing her until she went broke.
Klubeck refutes that, but one thing's for sure, sometimes breaking up is hard to do.
Stephen Klubeck says if Stephanie returns the gifts, he'll donate them to charity.
Bellas, check that out. Ladies 24/7. Bellas is a legal licensed brothel in Wells, Nevada. The location here is 623 8th Street in Wells, Nevada. It's cool, huh? There's a lot of nature and beautiful sceneries out here, lots of mountains. Yeah. If you
Young girl, no one that back calling me splurge. Let me jump right off the curb.
I don't behave disrespectful. I steal cars. I steal her credit card. I ain't gonna lie. There's no reason to lie. Everybody know already. Like,
What do you say to yourself that gives you the right to take somebody else's car?
I'm talking to be sliding. You mean? That's what makes me want to take the next bitch car.
What now? I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Are you speaking English? Do you have an accent of some sort?
Tell them where it comes from. You know. From the street.
Oh. Okay, so tell me again, what is it you say to yourself that gives you the right to take somebody else's car?
I don't say anything to myself. I just say, all right, there's a car. There's some keys right in front of me. I know where the car at.
You know where the car at. Did you go to the 5th grade? No, I'm asking, how far did you go?
Well, I stopped at 7th if you want to get technical.
You stopped at the 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So you did go through the 5th grade.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I was just curious. Okay, so you just take it and you don't consider that it belongs to someone else.
No. Your keys in my room, you asking for it. You don't leave your keys in someone's room when they've stolen cars before. Like, you asking for it.
So what do you think is going to happen when you happen to steal somebody's car that disagrees with that and decides that they're going to drop a hammer on you and prosecute you to the full extent of the
Then
law?
I do my time in jail. Jail ain't nothing. That's what I always do, and they never catch me. Ain't nobody gonna catch me.
Because you're too streetwise?
Yup. And all these hoes laughing like something funny.
She's talking about the audience, that they're laughing at her.
Did you say the hoes are laughing?
Yep.
So the audience are a bunch of hoes?
Yep. Catch me outside. How about that?
Huh?
Catch me outside. How about that?
Catch you outside? What does that mean?
What I just said.
Call me whatever the fuck you want. The girl who got famous for being on Dr. Phil and saying some crazy shit. No, that's not how I feel. So, of course, I'd rather call me the fucking youngest female of the decade to go play. Call me some shit like that. Like, there's way more things. Call me the fucking Gucci flip-flops girl, the high bitch girl, the girl who got a fucking $1 million makeup deal, the girl who made over fucking $50 million on fucking Onlyfans. Call me whatever the fuck you want.
The night you turned 18, you registered to vote?
That's not what I thought you was going to say.
Oh, you thought I was going to say join the military.
No. I was going to say is when I joined OnlyFans.
You joined OnlyFans the night you turned 18?
I think so, yeah.
And people subscribed right away?
Yeah.
Should they be in jail?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get right into it. I want to talk to you about OnlyFans first and foremost.
Damn, girl, you make so much money. Okay, so I've been thinking about starting one.
Do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me everything.
So it's just like, I don't even know where to start. It's like, duh, they want to see, young, hot women. Like, okay, cool. Like, that's obvious, but it's like when you have a name and, like, it just makes people want to be in it even more. Because this girl's doing, like, crazy shit on there that aren't making nearly as much as I'm making. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's like,
because you don't do any like nudity and stuff. I'm actually a subscriber. I'm dead ass. I'm a subscriber.
well, I don't know. I might in the future.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm so young. I don't want to make that decision right now.
Yeah. How old are you now?
20. I
Okay.
just turned 20 like 3 weeks ago.
Campuses, which is deteriorating not just in the United States, but also abroad. Oxford University. Yes, very highbrow. It's Oxford, of course. Of course, this is the kind of school you want to get into. My husband graduated from Oxford University. What a smart chap he is. Well, they have something known as the Oxford Union, where they have political thinkers come and they debate issues that are relevant. I know this because I was very honored to have received an invite from the Oxford Union, and I participated in one of these debates 2 years ago about whether or not Trump should be president. And it was great. It really is a wonderful tradition that they have. And now it's time to ask questions about the trajectory of that tradition, the trajectory of the Oxford Union, because they have now invited Bhad Bhabie. In case you don't remember who Bhad Bhabie is, she found her fame on Dr. Phil when she told him to cash me outside. How about that? Just honestly, just take a listen.
And all these hoes laughing like something funny.
She's talking about the audience, that they're laughing at her.
Did you say the hoes are laughing?
Yep.
So the audience are a bunch of hoes.
Yep. Catch me outside. How about that?
Huh?
Catch me outside. How about that?
Yeah, that doesn't really sound like English. Definitely not the kind of English that should land you speaking in front of the Oxford Union. Cash me outside, how about that? But that is exactly where you could cash her today. She was invited to speak at the union regarding her success. Now, by the way, do not fault this girl at all. I am a free market capitalist, and right now there is a market for stupid. And she has made $50 million in 1 year, okay? So she should be laughing at me, right? Because this girl is wealthy and she is rich because she started an OnlyFans account. And since we live in a pornographic nation, which people were excited and sitting at the end of their seats to watch that young girl, once on Dr. Phil, turn 18, she made an incredible amount of money because she was willing to take her clothes off. So again, joke's on me. Maybe she should be speaking to the Oxford Union and explaining to people how, yeah, it is possible to make money without having a single modicum of intelligence. You just have to understand that in today's market, sex sells. In Western culture, sex sells. We are an indecent culture and we are a corroding culture. And there are a lot of people who, if they understood that, could have a lot more money than they have today. They could definitely afford money at the grocery store. They wouldn't even be concerned about inflation. Bhad Bhabie, she's not concerned about inflation, right? She's concerned about whether she wants to fly business or first class to England so that she can speak in front of the Oxford Union.
She reported to TMZ that she was looking to spend anywhere from $4 to $5 million on a home in Tarzana, California, which is just about 24 miles outside of Los Angeles. And she did just that. Bergoli bought a 4-bedroom home in the suburbs of LA for an estimated $5 million. She told TMZ that she has a lot of people who live with her, so she needed to buy a decent-sized house. She said she didn't want to be ridiculous, but she didn't want to be stingy.
Prostitution is one of the oldest professions in the world, but it is on the margins of society to this day. Despite the repression that prostitutes suffer, The church, in the Middle Ages, found in prostitution a way to keep men away from Christian girls and control their sexual impulses. In the Middle Ages, prostitution was considered a necessary evil. After all, prostitution was a practical means that allowed young people of all classes to affirm their masculinity and alleviate their sexual needs, while preventing them from approaching respectable wives and daughters, diminishing their impetus to participate in rape gangs, and discouraging them from practicing homosexuality.
Young girl, no one that back calling me splurge. Let me jump right off the curb.
Rapper and OnlyFans model Ruby Rose ran into her #1 spender on OnlyFans, a guy named Brandon who has spent over $60,000 on her content. Somehow Brandon got her number and since then has been sending obsessive and psychotic text messages to Ruby Rose. He even went as far as to get her face tattooed on his body. And with that, let's talk about the dangers of OnlyFans modeling. Completely insane story revolving around Ruby Rose and her now stalker named Brandon. So Ruby Rose, rapper and OnlyFans model, took to Twitter and posted this photo of her and Brandon. In her tweet, she writes, "I ran into my #1 spender on OnlyFans." With that came a screenshot of Brandon's OnlyFans profile that stated that he's far worse than it ever was before. Mind you, there have been obsessive fans in the past, and there will be obsessive fans in the future. And of course, obsessive fans are not exclusive to OnlyFans. I'm reminded of 2016 when Christina Grimmie, a YouTuber and singer, was shot to death by a crazed fan at one of her concerts in Orlando, just an hour away from where I live. Then you have Ava Madre, who was a teen TikTok star who ended up getting a stalker who attempted to attack her and her family at their house with a gun. Her father swiftly responded and ended up killing the stalker, luckily, but imagine how that could have played out. Then you have Megan Turney and Gavin Free, a YouTube couple that was attacked by a stalker, and that stalker was subsequently shot and killed by police officers. And more recently on Twitter, people have been citing the death of Mercedes Moore and relating her to Ruby Rose because she was an Instagram model killed in a murder-suicide by a stalker.
My phone here. Let me just get it ready here. How's it going, fam? I missed you guys. You look great as always, Caitlin.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
All right,
you know what? If someone had told me that you and I would see each other in person twice this year, I would have said they were probably loony in the head.
That's crazy.
But I'm telling you, man, I guess it just worked out that way, you know?
Yeah. All right, take care, Ray.
You have a great day, Caitlin. Thank you so much.
Bye. Hi, can I have the hand sanitizer?
Prosecutors say illustrates the toxic relationship between social media model Courtney Clenny and her boyfriend Christian Obumseli. In this next clip, Clenny can be heard screaming, cursing, and using a racial slur, seemingly angry that Obumseli said hello to another woman on a bike ride and didn't tell her about it.
Courtney, I was on a bike ride and she passed me and I said hi. You and Courtney are having a live chat. My bad, I forgot to tell you that. That doesn't make you to act and call me a Yes, thank you. Coming from Courtney, thank you. I want you to get away from me!
The recordings were made by Obumseli seemingly in secret, sometime before he was stabbed in the chest by Clenny in April. Clenny
Mercedes, a talented stripper turned OnlyFans model, beauty from head to toe, became popular on Instagram, What's Up, and Facebook, showing all her nudity. Gorgeous woman, may I add, tattoos, beauty, knew all the celebrities from Drake and etc. Had a wonderful family, always came together during Christmas and holidays. But then she joined OnlyFans, and that's what she got. Fans, many of them. She be able to get a following of hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people, millions. Men from all over the world looking at her picture, looking at her toes, her legs, all her private parts. Mercedes Moore generated 2.6 million followers just on OnlyFans alone. Through her very beautiful pictures, very exotic, voluptuous, beautiful black woman. But she didn't know that she was into the dark side of OnlyFans. Only a few people know, but they're no longer here. Now, she knows we're in the afterlife. She found out too late, I guess. Missed by all her loved ones. Mercedes Moore will be missed. R.I.P. Mercedes Moore. Now, Mercedes, she lived around the Houston, Texas area. In a condo development, which was pretty nice, may I add. More upper class rent, which she could avoid. She made all that money on OnlyFans. Posting every picture. Getting every subscription. She made a lot of mistakes. Throughout all those pictures that she been posting, she made one mistake. Posting pictures next to her front door. Her dad was always by her side and always kept her on a short leash. Trying to know all her whereabouts, who she hang with, her friends. Good dad, my add. But no matter how good of a dad you are, can't always protect your daughter from the darkness that's ahead. Houston, beautiful city, especially at night. Lights glimmer. It's like any old other city in the U.S. Mercedes had a strong family support. Beautiful family. Which might have made a beautiful daughter. The community that she lived in at the time didn't really have any security. But it was a safe area. So nobody really expected anything like this to happen. But things happened anyway. Mercedes was found dead in her condo by a man that was unknown at the time. We then through strict and very detailed investigation, police found out who it was. All by connections on social media, through her Instagram messages, through her text phone messages, and through OnlyFans. They found him. Listen right here. Don't want to say his name. Want to kind of keep him out the story. But he killed her and killed himself. And said sorry to the landlord instead of sorry to her family. An apology that would have counted. But the evil that he did killed her father. To this day, I'm sure he can't sleep.
Megan Barton Hansen from Love Island posts sexy, adult content on her OnlyFans account. Number of followers, 1.7 million. Subscription fee, $24.99 per month. Estimated monthly earnings, $1.06 million. Mia is another celebrity creating excellent quality content for her followers on OnlyFans. Based in Los Angeles, California, Mia is a fantastic singer, actress, and influencer who set off her career on YouTube. Since then, she has cemented her place in pop culture. Her success is evident when you look at her 6.2 million OnlyFans followers, willing to pay $10 per month as a subscription fee. With such a keen following, she has put the OnlyFans platform to good use, becoming one of the top earners with an income of $2.2 million per month. Number of followers, 6.2 million. Subscription fee, $10 per month. Estimated monthly earnings, $2.22 million. Erica Mena is an American TV personality, renowned for her appearances on the Love v. Hip Hop, New York TV series, a former model and video vixen. Generally, she is not considered as famous as the celebrities listed above. However, she has a conspicuous presence on social media, which allows her to set a monthly subscription fee a lot higher than the rest. Interestingly, she has devoted followers who do not mind paying the increased subscription fee and are easily rerouted from other social media platforms to her OnlyFans account, thus helping her reach the OnlyFans earners list by generating $4.49 million per month in revenue. Number of followers, 5.3 million. Subscription fee, $35 per month. Estimated monthly earnings, $4.49 million. Bhad Bhabie, who is known for her antics on Dr. Phil, knew that she would blow up as soon as she debuted on OnlyFans. And she was right. In her first year alone, she managed to make a whopping $52 million, something that she shared with her Instagram audience. She currently has more than 16 million subscriptions, so it comes as no surprise that she has managed to make so much money through the R-rated app. Number of followers, 6 million. Subscription fee, $24 per month. Estimated monthly earnings, $5.11 million. Although OnlyFans was designed with very few restrictions to give a common platform to creators from various niches, it began to get its fame from the adult content that was posted. Gathering 22.7 million followers, Mia Khalifa's account has been recognized as one of the top-ranked accounts on OnlyFans. Therefore, Mia, the Lebanese-American media personality and an adult entertainer, was also able to post some spicy but safe content, making it exclusive to her subscribers for a monthly fee of $12.99. Number of followers, 22.7 million. Subscription fee, $11.90 per month. Estimated monthly earnings, $6.42 million. The American rap artist Tyga, whose real name is Michael Ray Gwyn Stevenson, has made it to the 4th position on the top OnlyFans earners chart, even though he has deleted his account to create and launch. Cardi B, the WAP rapper, also signed up with OnlyFans in the summer of 2020. Her primary purpose of launching on OnlyFans was to address rumors, share behind-the-scene footage of WAP video, and share some bits of her personal life with her OnlyFans subscribers. Although she has posted only 6 times since then, the rap artist has attracted over 81 million subscribers. Despite setting her subscription fee significantly lower than fellow creators on the platform, She has taken the 3rd position in the OnlyFans top earners list. Number of followers, 81.7 million. Subscription fee, $4.99 per month. Estimated monthly earnings, $9.43 million. Bella Thorne is an American model, actress, writer, and singer who joined OnlyFans in August 2019. She posted a video montage to her Instagram account and announced her debut at OnlyFans. She instantly made headlines, becoming the first content creator and influencer on OnlyFans to generate $1 million in revenue within 24 hours of signing up on the platform. She has 24.3 million followers and used to have a $9.99 subscription fee, which amounted to $11 million per month. However, her account's subscription has been made free of cost. Instead of sharing nudity, the NTRP-rising young singer and actress liked to share personal content with her subscribers and images and videos that have never been seen before. She gives her OnlyFans subscribers the first taste of her music videos by posting them on her page sometime before the mainstream launch. Another reason for her rapidly growing fanbase on the OnlyFans platform is that she takes time to reply to every DM from her follower. Number of followers, 24.3 million. Subscription fee, $9.99 per month. Estimated monthly earnings, $11 million. Black China, whose real name is Angela Renee White, is a reality television star and social media entrepreneur who joined OnlyFans as a creator in April 2020. The 33-year-old celebrity has made 155 posts and amassed around 16,000 likes on her OnlyFans page. She has 16.1 million Instagram followers who have been navigated towards the exclusive content on her OnlyFans page in exchange for a monthly fee of $19.99. Consequently, she has risen to the top.
Who's the biggest earner on OnlyFans?
I don't know. That's a
Black
good.
China.
What?
$20 million a month.
What did you say?
Do you understand how much money that is?
Hold on a second.
Can I see a picture of her?
Hold on a second.
These women make so much money.
That's so much money.
I know. I'm telling you, they make. It's insane how much money these women make.
How is that possible?
So everyone on this list is like the top 15 earners on there. They're all celebrities, but they maybe made that amount one time in a month. And then something changed with all of their accounts, it seems like. It's like Bella Thorne is number 2.
Who is Bella Thorne? What does she do?
Actress.
Cardi B.
Cardi B makes $9 billion a month.
Look, monthly subscription, $5. But see how much?
She only ever posted 6 times.
Oh, she's only posted 6 times.
She made 81 million subscribers. 81 million.
All over the world, prostitution is legal, especially Brazil. Since the late 90s, 1 million prostitutes and counting in Brazil alone. Canada, right above from us, brothels, public communication purposes of prostitution. Supreme Court knocked it down, 20th, 2013, made it unconstitutional. Dominican Republic, we all go there. Prostitution is legal, brothels illegal, pimping illegal, but the government don't really care because sex tourism is very lucrative in that country. Israel, prostitution is legal, brothels illegal, pimping illegal. Many things go down in Israel, especially smuggling, females, up to the thousands every year. The Netherlands, who would ever thought? Prostitution is legal. Brothels legal. Most European countries, prostitution is illegal. Japan, they made prostitution illegal, but it still go down in the dark parts, through the inner cities, through the inner streets, the alleyways. Ireland, prostitution is legal. Everything else is illegal. They still got a red light district where everything go down. Nevada, the place we all know, where we all close to. 19 total brothels illegal. Right here in the United States, all you need is a permit. New Zealand, everything's legal in New Zealand. Everything and everything. Sweden, illegal to buy sex, illegal to sell sex. That's so confusing. Poor guys getting locked up every 2 seconds when they allow females to have sex, but they can't buy it. Illegal in 109 countries, restricted in 11 countries. There are 2 million victims of human trafficking alone. Tens of billions of dollars in crime. Approximately 42 million prostitutes globally. 10 million of which are children. Brazil has between 2 to 5K children in prostitution.
Thus, in the Middle Ages, brothels were created, paid for by municipal funds because there were no places to find prostitutes. In those spaces, single men could be sexually satisfied. Prostitution was essentially found in cities. As cities grew and expanded from the 11th and 12th centuries, prostitution became increasingly seen as a social phenomenon that needed regulation. Authorities tried to regulate prostitution due to epidemics and scandals associated with the church. Thus, they built brothels far from families, churches, and other spaces where people considered decent lived. The creation of these spaces allowed for the state to exercise greater control over these subjects. The monarchy was also more interested in regulating prostitution. The places would be controlled by the authorities to maintain order and provide sexual satisfaction. The creation of brothels also made it possible to marginalize the frequenters of these establishments. Specific streets were designated for prostitutes and the clothing they should wear, since they would have to be easily identified. In this way, the removal of prostitutes placed in a certain space served to control and keep these people away from other citizens. Control over prostitutes had been established. The authorities restricted the spaces used by them, the brothel's hours and days of operation, the clothing and the behavior. The clothes changed according to the place. In some, it was mandatory to use a scarf, a hat, a sleeve, or a cape with different colors. In Milan, a white cape was worn. In Bergamo, a yellow cape. In Marseille, a striped tunic. In Bristol, a striped hood. This allowed differentiating between prostitutes and other women in society. But why did women prostitute themselves? In the Middle Ages, women prostituted themselves for reasons almost the same as any other period. Poverty, natural inclination, loss of status, an obscure, violent, or incestuous family past. All this still happens today.
Young girl, no one that back calling me splurge. Ride me jump right off the curb.